going to make today some blueberry and lemon muffins. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it and the ingredients that I'm using. I have managed to get most of the, well, all the ingredients from the shops. I have flour and like castor sugar and stuff like that, but dry ingredients left over. But I do know it's difficult at the minute to buy flour, so if you can get some, then this is a really nice, tasty recipe, and it's so quick and easy to do when you're bored at home, so keep watching. Okay guys, so starting off, you want to preheat your oven to 170 degrees Celsius. You always want to preheat your oven when you're baking or cooking, you know that. We're going to make a streusel topping, which will naturally obviously go on top of the muffin. It just gives it a really nice crunchy little extra. So to start the streusel topping, I've just got some 50 grams of plain flour, 2 tablespoons of Demerara sugar, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 1 tablespoon of nutmeg and a pinch of salt in this bowl. And I've just melted some butter. So the butter's going to go in and then we're just going to mix all that together. This will just go a long way with this. You just want something with like that consistency. Can you see it? You want something that sort of consistency. Okay guys, we're going to put together now all of our dry ingredients. So that's the flour, the castor sugar, brown sugar and the baking powder and the salt. So they're all going to go in together. Definitely sieve it, you should always sieve it when you're using flour. And the baking powder and the salt, they can go in. The brown sugar, you don't really need to sieve that, you can just add that in after you've sieved everything else. Probably should have used a bigger bowl, but never mind. So that's all together in there. We're going to put in now the brown sugar. With all the dry ingredients together, we're just going to give that a little mix. So it's all fully incorporated. Okay, so with all the dry ingredients mixed together, we are going to add the blueberries. There's 170 grams of blueberries here. You don't want to add them all in. I just keep a couple to put on top before the streusel topping, and then it just looks a bit nicer, to be honest, at the end. So put the majority of them in. Just keep a couple for the end. Okay. And then just give them a little mix. Okay, you can use fresh blueberries, but I've used them frozen because apparently if you use frozen and then you coat them in flour, they don't sink to the bottom. So I think that's a top tip, if you like, for everybody. So yeah, okay, so we've got our dry ingredients, and we're also going to add the zest of 1 lemon. Okay, so I couldn't buy big lemons from the shop, so I could only get these really tiny little lemons. So I'm actually just going to use 2 of those, and I'm just going to grate them into the dry ingredients. One final time with the zest in now, and the blueberries, we're just going to give that all a nice good mix. So all the dry ingredients is going to one side now, and we're going to make in a separate bowl the wet mixture. So we need to melt the butter, so I'm just going to do that quickly. Okay, so we've got 1 of these buttermilks, and we need the oil to go in as well. It isn't going to look great, all the wet mixture, but it's okay, trust me, it will get better. 2 eggs. And finally, we need to add the butter. So just give that a whisk. Okay, so we're going to add the dry ingredients to the wet. And we're not going to whisk it together because the more we over whisk, the tougher that the muffins will be. So we want them to come out quite moist and soft. So we want to do as less mixing as possible. So you literally just want to mix it a couple of times and it'll be incorporated enough. Plus when it goes in the oven, it'll all melt and mix together anyway, so we don't want to overdo it. Okay, so all the dry ingredients is going in with the wet. And as I said, just going to give it a couple. We're not going to go crazy with the mixing. Okay, so I literally mixed this like, I don't know, 6-7 times with my spatula, and I'm happy with that, that's enough. We don't really want to overmix it, as I said, so let's leave it at that. I'm making such a mess, how does anyone make so much mess? Okay, if you can see the mixture, that's what it should look like. It's a bit gluey, a bit stodgy, and it'll start turning purple, obviously, because the blueberry is now with the wet ingredients, so it's going to start changing colour. I've got a tray here with cut out pieces of baking paper, because I haven't actually got any muffin cases, and I couldn't buy any muffin cases because you can't really buy anything from the shops at the minute, so this we'll just have to do. So we're going to spoon out our batter. I don't know if I said this, but this makes 12 muffins, by the way. So we're going to spoon out all our muffin mix into our bake cases. You just want to do 3/4 of the case full. And try not. You want to get quite a generous amount. They will rise. Obviously, it's got baking powder in it, but it should be fine. Near the top of the case, it'll be okay. I didn't really measure out the squares, so they're all different sizes, which isn't really good. But I think that they actually look quite rustic in these paper cases anyway. Okay guys, so with all the muffin mix in the cupcake cases, the muffin cases, or whatever you've got, if you've just got baking paper, then that as well. We're now going to put on, oh, before I forget actually, and I did last time, put in the extra blueberries that you kept aside and just pop them on top. So that's what they look like now, and then we're going to cover them. So we're now going to cover our mixture with the streusel topping that we made at the very start. We're just going to get, you're not going to want loads, you're just going to want like a tiny amount on a little fork such as this, and then literally just place it on top of each of the muffins. Obviously if you have extra at the end, then share it out between the rest. And this is really nice because when it cooks it goes all crunchy and you kind of get that little bite on the top of the muffin, which I think is really nice. It's really tasty as well. It's so sweet because it's mostly just sugar and butter. Okay guys, so when you've got all your mixture ready, you've got your streusel topping, you've got the blueberries in there, it's all ready to bake. It needs to go into the oven for 35 to 40 minutes until it springs back when you touch it, or if you're using a toothpick, just stab it in a couple of different areas because obviously you've got blueberries in there, so it's going to come out purple or pink. And then you'll know that they're ready. Okay, let's bake. Okay guys, so when the muffins are out of the oven, like I said earlier, the best way to test if that they're cooked is just to press it, and if it springs back, which it does, then it's cooked. Okay guys, these are my blueberry muffins. They're all finished. This is the final outcome. They're still quite hot, so make sure you leave them to cool before you end up eating them all. I made these earlier last week and they tasted absolutely amazing. That's why I wanted to show you how I made them. I don't know whether I'll do some more videos, I'm not really sure. So yeah, let me know if you make them or if you're baking anything, then I am dying to try some new recipes. I thought I'd just make this because I was a bit bored and it's quite fun. Okay, so that's it guys, those are my muffins. I hope you're all staying safe, staying inside, and hopefully I will see you soon. Take care.